New day, new track. Thought I'd do something a little bit different today, Terry.
Yes, you did. It looks
G-
good though,
Got
too.
us a new little front cover there.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you like that.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah. So, did you get a chance last night? We had a really fun conversation last night with jockey agent, excuse me, Marcus Judy. Did you get a chance to watch that last night, Terry?
I did, and I really enjoyed it. He's a fun guy to talk with. So,
Yeah, you can see here on the screen, everybody's laughing, right? We're having a
yeah,
good time talking to
yeah.
Marcus. It was a very fun conversation for sure. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure you check it out at Horse Racing Radar TV on our YouTube channel. And while you're there, make sure you hit the subscribe button, Terry, along with our social media sites, Horse Race Today on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I think that's it, right? There's no other one.
No, I don't think so. Twitter, you got to subscribe on Twitter. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yes, we know what you mean, Terry. So tonight we'll be back at 9:30. We're not quite sure, 9:30 Eastern, excuse me. We're not quite sure who our guest is going to be yet. We might not have one. It might just be the four of us. Hey, Charles, how are you? Just pay for me worked at Oaklawn if you had a chance to check it out yet. I didn't have a chance to really look at that one yet because yesterday was a really busy day. So I'm hoping it works out. I did look at a few of them at Oaklawn, and it seemed like it should hold up all right. So I put just a little bit of emphasis on that, not much. I stuck with the regular type of handicapping that I normally do, and just used it to break some ties today, which I think should be a good way to go. I hope, right, Terry?
Yeah,
Yesterday was kind of a weird day. I mean, I had I had a couple first place horses, first picks that ended up getting beat at the wire. Had a couple that won, and then I think a bunch of second place horses that came home and won. So just if I had shifted things over a little bit and the races were a little bit shorter, I think I would have had 6 out of 8 winners, but instead I think I only had 2.
yeah,
That's horse racing though, right?
it is. That's true. I
I mean,
didn't
that
get.
late pick 4, what I had the first pick, second pick, first pick, second pick, or some order like that came home.
Yeah, you got it though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Should have been my hot dog instead of my prime rib.
probably. Yeah, would have been better payoff. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's horse racing, Terry. I guess getting something better than throwing it and then filing that ticket in the letter G, right?
That's right. It was better than my pick four.
Well, just a little bit of money is better than no money. Today we're going to do something different. It's Oaklawn Park. We've not done Oaklawn Park before because Oaklawn normally hasn't run on Thursdays, right, Terry?
Yeah,
Or
that's
did I
right.
just overlook it?
I don't think they run on Thursday usually.
Yeah, I thought they were Friday, Saturday, Sunday track. All right, so let's get cracking with Oaklawn. Let's see how all this works out today, Terry. I was surprised at how many similar picks we have, because I just was kind of surprised a little bit. It looks like if the sixes have a good day, we'll both have a great day because I see a lot of sixes across the board there.
Yeah.
You have them on the front. I only have one on the front, but you started right off with that devil number, so we're not going to go with that, right?
No. I was on fire yesterday, huh?
Mm-hmm. All right, Terry, let's get cracking. Race number 1 at Oaklawn Park. This one is 1 mile and a 16th. It's a maiden claiming $20,000 with a purse of $30,000. And just to kind of run down the profile of a winner, these races at Oaklawn, there's a lot of them, so the data set is what I would call reliable then. You have 108 races, 62 won by speed, 14 of which went wire to wire. So it's probably not a front runner more than it is a stalking trip that gets to the winner's circle. The post positions are fair, although there's a little bit of a penalty if you wear a 2 or a 3. And of course, I go ahead and I put the 3 right on top. I'm not afraid to go with that penalty. You're going right out with the 666 on top, Terry, dooming your card from the start.
That's right. I sure am. I like that number 6 in that first race. Jedrick finished third versus Tougher in the last race and got his highest.
Bad one, Charles. He said that's an omen. I mean, yeah, a bad one. If the stuff catches on fire and you smell sulfur, you'll know why.
Yeah, it's only if you're superstitious, which I'm not. But anyway, well, I guess I am in certain things, especially when it comes to races. I like to sit in seat number 13. Anyway, and got the highest last speed rating. Drops in class today, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 7, Serbian Sailor, finished third in his last race at Oaklawn. Number 3 is my third pick, Bourbon Delight, finished third in in his last race at Oaklawn and has some average workouts. And then number 4, as my 4th pick, is Remember Normandy. The trainer wins 20.
Can't forget that.
No, the trainer wins 20% of the races when using first-time Lasix, and this horse should improve with returning to a route.
So the race shape in this, it looks to me like most in this group don't turn on the jets coming out of the gate. So I don't know that there's going to be a lot of early pace. 5 of the 7 in here have been way off the front early on. Got one horse that's pressed and another that's tried for the lead a couple of times. I think if you can get forwardly placed and run some decent fractions, not go too fast, you could be in the right spot. I'm going to start with Bourbon Delight. It's a drinking Thursday, Terry. So what the heck? We'll go with the alcoholic horses for the day. Bourbon Delight has a pretty big early pace advantage, has 25 furlongs of workout since its last race. So it should be fit, firm, and ready to go. Number 6, Jedrick, did run the top last race speed figure and is dropping in class. To me, that's one that I like to see, Terry. I've mentioned it many times in the show. His resume says that he will be better in his second start off a layoff. Number 4, Remember Normandy. This is the one that could be the pace setter in here. And I think it can be a wire-to-wire threat, provided it runs reasonable fractions, right? That's always the important thing. I hate those horses that go out by themselves in a mile and a 16th claiming 20,000 Oaklawn and go out in 21 and 44 and they're 5 lengths ahead of everybody. Just never made any sense to me. And then number 2 is the final choice here. Other Times. Horse does have the top late pace figures in the field. It's trying a route for the first time. So along with those late pace figures, a lot of times horses that don't sprint out of the gates in shorter races, 6 furlongs, 7 furlongs, or under a mile, you stretch them out, all of a sudden they're a lot closer to the front of the pack than they were before. Combine that with some good late kick, it might be the recipe to bring Other Times home to the winner's circle. Race number 2, Terry, is 6 furlongs. We're going to have plenty of these today. I think it's probably half the card, maybe at least half the card. Claiming 30,000, non-winners of 2 lifetime, $36,000 purse. And as I mentioned, we better get to know the profile of a winner here because we're going to be dealing with it a lot. This is a really big data set. 226 races, 149 won by speed, 66 of which, just way too many 6s for me, Terry, today. 66 have gone wired. I guess that means the 6 is going to do great today. It is an omen. Yeah. But 66 have gone wire to wire. The post positions play fair, although there is a slight dip, not much, in the win percent for posts 4 through 7.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. That 6 in this race, Megatap, he's finished in the money 8 out of 9 career races, so he's very competitive.
I thought you were going to go a little WWE on me right there. Well, let me tell you something, brother. Little Hulk Hogan, huh?
Yeah, that's right. I remember back when Pepper Gomez and those guys, the Sheik. I don't follow it much. Yeah, Iron Sheik.
I remember those days too.
Yeah, and the one who used to say pencil neck all the time. Forget his name. Ray Stevens. Anyway, this horse finished second in his last race and can improve at the shorter distance. And number 2 is my second choice, Incorruptible. Finished second in the last race, has the highest last speed figure at today's distance, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starter. And then comes along number 4 is my third pick, Windcracker. He has the highest last race speed rating, drops in class today, and the trainer wins 24% of the time in the second start with a turn. And then number 3, Appraisal. He has done well at the track, and the distance will be no problem. Trainer wins 27% of the time when he brings a beaten favorite back to race again.
Got a quick WWE story for you, Terry.
Okay.
It's not really WWE because back then it wasn't WWE, but professional wrestling. My high school wrestling coach was a guy by the name of went by Bill Forte. This dude was an ox of a human being, about 6'4", probably weighed 250. Not an ounce of fat, but wasn't like muscular, just one of those big burly dudes, big burly country boy.
Yeah.
And he was a gym teacher, but when he wasn't being a gym teacher, he would deliver wood stoves. So a lot of people where I grew up in the Poconos, they had wood stoves in their house as a secondary form of heat, myself included. So he had to chop wood and all that kind of stuff, get up in the middle of the night, put wood in the wood stove. Well, a local high school, Stroudsburg High School in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, was hosting a professional wrestling event. And there was a professional wrestler at the time by the name of Big John Studd. Maybe you remember that guy was another mountain of a man, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And they had this challenge of $1,000 if anybody from the audience could come in and pick Big John Studd up and get him out of the wrestling ring.
Wow.
So my coach, Bill Forte, goes there. This dude would have picked him up and moved him out of that ring. No problem. They told him he couldn't do it, that he had to sign a contract.
Oh, wow.
If he wanted to do it. And I know this dude was strong because one time, I was a little bit excitable as a young teenage boy. And one father in the stands was talking a little bit too much to me. So I was going to go a little Ron Artest and run up into the stands and confront the guy.
Yeah.
And Forte grabbed me from behind, one-armed by the neck, and lifted me off the ground like a cartoon. So I'm in the air, held by Forte, with my feet going like this. That dude was a monster. But anyway, that's my WWE story for today.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, it was a fun man. God bless that man. I hope he's still alive, but if not, may God rest his soul. He was one of the mentors for me growing up. But anyway, race number 2, 6 furlongs. To me, this race shape looks like it's a pretty balanced group. You got 2 that like to go to the lead, 2 that try to come from behind, and the other 3 have the versatility to be either up front or towards the back, depending upon the pace. So if it's fast, the versatile crew will probably hang back, and if it's slow, they'll probably come up front. Incorruptible is my top choice, number 2, dropping in class here, which I feel like will be enough. Bullish 4 furlong move in its last race, and is one of those versatile horses. Mega Tap, your 6, probably ought to be in the top spot here, like you have it, Terry, but was off such a long time. And the Oaklawn works or blah. We saw a horse like that yesterday at Gulfstream Park, where the horse was off a long time. What was the 2 horse in the 7th race? Yeah. And it got the lead, held the lead, and then faded at the end. So I would expect that. What was it, like Suave or something like that was the name of the horse?
Yeah.
And I had that too fresh in my mind, so that's why 6 got downgraded. Number 3, Appraisal, has the top late pace numbers. First off, the claim for Carl Broberg. And if you're unfamiliar with Carl Broberg, he's one of those Southeast, from like Arkansas to Oklahoma trainers that just lights it up off the claim. 24% win rate when he takes a horse out after being claimed versus 17% overall. Some nice training alpha there. Windcracker, Terry. There's some young childish jokes in that name, but does have the top last race speed figure and making the drop here. Does have some back speed, but can also close. Second start for trainer Cipriano Contreras, which is another alpha angle for him because he wins at 24% off the second start versus 11% overall. Race number 3 is 1 mile, maiden claiming 10,000. So this is a low-level race, Terry, for sure. 50 races, so surprisingly, they don't run that many at a mile down there. 35 are won by speed, so if you do a little bit of math, that's a high number, 70%. 18% have gone wire to wire, 36%. You have a small rail bias, 2 through 7 play fair, and then the 8+ gets a penalty. And race number 3, Terry's coming out early today with his box it up.
That's right. And I'm going with my 3rd 6 in a row.
Yes, I know. You've doomed yourself from the start, my friend.
We'll see. Anyway, I like number 6, Courtney Fay, is my first choice. She finished 3rd in her last race, and she should improve at this shorter distance. And then number 3 is my second choice, Miss Alpha Bella. She finished 3rd versus similar in the last race and received the highest last race speed rating. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like as my 3rd pick, number 5, Desert Glow. She improved her speed rating by a whopping 10 points, and the longer distance could help her. And then number 1, Poolside Manor. Throughout the last race, as the saddle slipped, pretty hard to do anything when your saddle slips like that. Mm-hmm. And she showed speed before her trouble in that race, and she may again show speed in this race. The trainer wins 18% of the time in the races when running a horse in a maiden claiming race.
Yeah, so box it up. 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. For me in race 3, the race shape, it's another balanced one here. You got 3 early speed types, 2 that chase and another 3 that want to close. So it's almost symmetrical right there. I suspect the horses that have speed and can pressure will have the edge. The question is, can they take advantage of that edge? 3, Miss Alphabella did run the top last race speed figure and is another one that I figured could improve in its second off the bench. At least that's what the resume says. I think this one should be either on or near the lead, and speed has worked well, but not only can it be on the lead, Miss Alphabella also has the late legs to carry it home. 6, Courtney Fay, another that should be up front, forwardly placed, dropping in class, and the bettors always seem to like this one, so maybe this time around it could live up to that confidence. Number 5, Desert Glows, going long for the first time, which should put her again near the front of the pace. This one gets a nice weight break and is making its classic third start off the bench. And then finally, number 2, Madonna. I didn't know she ran races, Terry.
She does about everything. So
yeah, and everything is probably the operative word there.
Yes.
But this is the biggest class dropper, Terry, and showed some really nice late improvement in its last start. I think when you name a horse after somebody like that, don't you have to get their permission?
I think so, yeah.
So I wonder if she, or I don't know, maybe they named it after their daughter or something and not after the star.
Right.
Race number 4, Terry, is another 6 furlong affair, claiming $12,500 with a purse of $32,000. This one is my best bet, Terry, in race number 4 here. Looking at this one, I think this one's going to be pretty quick to the quarter pole, Terry. 5 of the 7 that are in here were either on the lead or near the lead in their wins. The other 2 will try to run by the legs as they get tired late. So number 1 for me is She. This is best bet, as I mentioned, does have the top early pace figure, does have the top late pace figures. So if you have if you're in front of everybody and they can't catch you when you get started and you don't get as tired as everybody else, how are they going to catch you at the end? First race off the claim for trainer Rob Atras, who learned his craft from Robertino Diodoro. He's got 26% off the claim, and he's dropping them, which is a 36% angle for trainer Rob Atras. How do you like this race, Terry?
I like the number 2, Untouched Elegance. And I had a hard time between that one and the one which one to be on top. But I took this one because she won 3 of her last 4 races after coming in from Southern California and comes in from Southern California. And she didn't finish her last race at Oaklawn, but she experienced trouble in the race. So she had a big problem there. But she drops in class today, and the trainer wins 27% of the races when dropping a horse down 2+ classes. Then I like your pick, best bet. Number 1, She won 2 of her last 3 races, received the highest last race speed rating. The trainer wins 26% of the races in the first race that after he claims a horse, and she has the highest speed figure today's distance. Hoptown Honey, number 6, my third pick, ran 7th in the last race, but checked at the 7/16, so I'll ignore that race. And the trainer wins 17% of the races in the third race after a layoff. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Then number 7 is my 4th pick, Lovely Lady Lexi. Ran 6th in her last race after being bumped and bobbling at the 7/16, and she does well at today's distance, finishing 77% of the races in the money and winning 31% of those starts.
Well, I mentioned that She is my best bet. Number 6, Untouched Elegance. I agree with you, Terry. You got to toss out the last horses moving down a couple of classes. Trainer Robert Broadtrust has done that 11 times, brought home the checkered flag in 3 of them. And this horse does even better when it runs on a fast track, Terry. That's the kind of surface that you want to see. I think I looked at the track should be fast. There's no weather issues down in in Arkansas today in Hot Springs. So on a fast track, 4 races and 3 wins for Untouched Elegance. Then I have the alliteration, Terry, the Lovely Lady Lexi. Try to say that one a couple of times quickly. This horse, you got to toss out that last race. Well, not toss it out, but when you examine it, the race is better than it looks on paper because the fractions were much better last time out than they were in the previous race. And then I'm going to close it out with Hoptown Honey. making its third start off the break, which is a 17% angle for trainer Randy Matthews, which is above his 3%. So you want to talk about alpha. That's a lot of alpha there. And it did show some significant early pace improvement last time out, and also picked it up a little bit in the later part of the race. So kind of a barbell approach. Some people call that a Z pattern. I don't know much about Z patterns where they have they run pretty fast and they increase their early pace and then kind of go down a little bit in the middle and the mid pace numbers and then pick it back up in the end. It's supposed to be an effective handicapping angle. I've never really tried to do it. And all my power just went out, Terry. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I just went dark. So I'm going to let you carry the moment for while I turn the power back on.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to go with race number 5 here. And this is actually Rich's long shot of the day, the number 7 horse. But I'll wait till he gets back. He can talk about that horse. So anyway, I like the fifth race. I like the third, number 3 horse as my top pick. And let me tell you, number 3, Violent Pass, drops in class today. The winner wins 29% of the races in the second race after claiming a horse. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then it's actually my price horse of the day in that 5th race. And I think we're in the 5th race.
Yeah, we're in the 5th race. I put it in the wrong spot. So it's a
And
battle of the long shots again, Terry.
Yeah. All right. Well, then number 9, Abdan, finished 6th in the last race in the mud, which he didn't seem to like. Drops in class today, and the trainer wins 28% of the races when dropping a horse down 2+ classes. Then number 6, Embellished, tried tougher horses last time out, but probably got really frustrated and quit running. Which I probably would have done.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Yeah. So he drops in class today, and the trainer wins 27% of the time when he drops the horse down 2 classes. And then my 4th pick is number 4, Fun and Funny. Finished 3rd versus similar in his last race, or last 2.
Well, this is a 6 furlong race. Again, they run a lot of them. There's a speed bias. It's everything plays fair. You get a slight little negative if you run 4 through 7, but they're not deal killers. I'm going to start with the number 7 here as my long shot of the day in the battle of the long shots. Road Bible is this is a wide open race. I think you'll agree with me on that, Terry. So I'm going to go for a price here. This is the second off the claim for trainer Carl Broberg. Hits at a 27% rate doing that versus 17% overall. This horse does have the best late legs in the field, but it also has enough giddy up and go to stay close to the front. So I think you're going to see the 7 run second, maybe third out of the gates, maybe fourth. And as they come around the stretch and bring it home, it's going to take it to the winner's circle. I think the morning line's like, I don't know, it was like 10-1, 15-1, something like that.
Yeah.
Number 3, Violent Pass, your long shot of the day. It's another value play as well. Terry, I agree with you on that. Trainer Robert Holthaus delivers some alpha here as well. Second off the claim, almost 30% versus 16% overall. So doubling up his regular win rate. And this is a horse that showed some late interest in the last race because, well, it also did one of those Z patterns, early pace improvement, late pace improvement in its last effort. Number 1, Holiday Ticket. Coming in off the maiden claiming win in its 6th try to get a W. I'm not a big fan of that maiden claiming and then coming right back to win. Was claimed by Robertino Diodoro, who is an ace at the claiming game for sure. Wins at 24%. But as I mentioned, not a big fan of the maiden claiming win in the last race and then stepping up for win number 2 back-to-back. Number 9, Abdan regressed the touch in its last race on mud. But if you put him on a fast track, he's run there 8 times, 1 win, 2 seconds, 3/3. So this put him in 4th here, right? This is another horse that should be better in its 3rd start off the bench. And if you look at the resume, the horse was markedly better in its only other 3rd run in a 3-race cycle, Terry. Which brings us to the end, I think, of let's see.
It's a hot dog pick 4.
Wow, 4 race with some lights out picks. Absolutely, man. I electrified everything, and I was like that guy in the Spider-Man movies. Was it Spider-Man that took the electricity, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then made all the whole power go out in the entire city. The guy with like the arms and stuff, right? That was a long time ago.
That's right.
And a lot of pop culture references today, from wrestling to movies to songs to Madonna, right? It's
Yep.
Pop Culture Thursday, Terry. So our hot dog pick fours look like this, starting in race number 2. We both agree on the 2 and 6 in the first leg. We both agree on the 3, 6, and 5. I threw the 2 in on the back end there. I went ahead and singled up my best bet there, Terry. I know that weak link always seems to bite me in the ticket.
Yeah, it did me yesterday. So go ahead.
And then I went 5 deep on that last leg because, as you can see, Terry's top 3 picks are the 3, the 9, and the 6. Mine are the 3, the 7, the 3, and the 1. So there's no agreement on that race except for the 3.
That's right. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Well, hopefully we can get to the promised land together, Terry, with a 2, 6, 3, 6, 5, 1, and then a 3.
That's right.
Brings us to the second half of the card, race number 6. My friend, race number 6 is a claiming $40,000 non-winners of 3 lifetime. This race is going to be at the same distance where we started, a mile and a 16th, 108 races, 62, so a little bit under 60% won by speed, 14 of which have gone wire to wire. You get a slight penalty if you wear a 2 or a 3. We both agree on the 6 in this race, Terry. It's the only time I have the 6 in the front because personally, I like to stay away from those sort of, potentially negative things.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, I'm using the number 6 again for my top pick. Prioritization. Won 2 out of the last 4 races. He has a high percentage winning trainer and drops in class today. Then number 2, my second pick, Dr. Jack, ran 5th in his last race on an off track, which he appears not to like, and then drops into the claiming ranks today. Then number 4, Alex Zune, finished second in the race before his last one and received the highest last speed rating in that race. And then number 1, What a Country, drops in class today, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters.
Well, I see 2 horses in this field that have speed and probably get to the lead without a ton of pressure on them, Terry. There's a couple in here that might press them, but tend to stay behind along with the 3 closers in this race. So I think the race shape is going to benefit the horses that can get towards the front. Prioritization is dropping in class, and I expect this horse to be better in its second start off a layoff. Ran at the distance 3 times, managing to come home as the winner in 2 of them. Big Thorn has the top early pace numbers in this crowd and also the top early pace late combination. Does have a bullet workout after being claimed by Timothy Martin. Not the biggest angle, 15% winner off the claim, but when you compare that to 6% overall, it's a much improved angle for the trainer. And I also like the fact that he got a bullet work out of the horse in between. Dr. Jack is another one that's taking the drop in class and coming off of one of his better starts. I'm concerned that could lead to a bounce here, Terry, or maybe it actually improves in its second race after a layoff, much like it has previously. And I did see, and this is what encouraged me last time out, that the horse improved in the back half of the race in terms of its pace numbers. So I expect you'll see that carry over to today. And then finally, Alex June. So a horse that coming off the bench usually runs fresh like today and has some of the best late legs in the field as the cheap speed up front starts to tire out a little bit. Race number 7 is my box it up, Terry. It's a 6 furlong maiden claiming $20,000 race. Again, 6 furlongs. You want to be fast. It doesn't really matter what post position you get. Let's see. Z pattern is 2 turns. In some races, better use speed when looking for it instead of pace, in my opinion. Is in 2 turns, some races better. It's better to use than speed when looking for it instead. Is that what because I was kind of confused a little bit on that, Charles, from talking with people, because it wasn't a pattern I was familiar with, but with them explaining it to me, what they mentioned was that they ran good in the early part of the race. They kind of paused in the middle part of the race and then took off again in the back end of the race. Is that right? Kerr with mid-race trouble, then clears late. Okay, so that is kind of what they explained to me in the way I understood it. This is my box it up, Terry, because it is, to me, another race where just about anything can happen in race number 7. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I really do. If you look, we can see we've got some different picks in there.
Well, for me, this race, I'm looking at, like I said, a race where anything can happen in race number 7. It should, however, set up for horses that get to the front. 4 in this field like to be forwardly placed. 1 pressures, and 6 of them usually tail the field. As a first-time starter in here, what you just don't know what you're going to get from that one. So it could tip, scale one way or the other. It is a tough race. I'm going to start with number 11, Milana. Does have some of the best early run in the field. In last time out, not only did it have some early run, but it showed that it had a lot more interest late than usually. I think this is a horse that could be better in the classic third start after a layoff. Number 6, G Money Live. You got to like the name. Plus, Terry's got 6s all over the place today. This one is dropping in class and getting a second dose of Lasix. Trainer Ron Marquette seems to like that angle, winning 38% of the time. That's a pretty big number, especially when you compare it to his overall win rate of 12%. And this is another one whose resume says that in a second start tends to be better than he was in the first start. Number 12 and number 1 both kind of fit in the same category, Terry, for me. They're both the Tom Carley drops, making the biggest drop in horse racing, going from maiden special weight down to maiden claiming. The 12 horse, the trainer John Ortiz, who will be our guest next Thursday night. He's a trainer. Yeah, he's a trainer. Yeah, trainer. He's made that claim. Let's see, he's made that drop from the maiden special weight to the maiden claiming 33 times this year, won 11 of them. That's 33%. And the horses at workouts are okay getting ready here. And out for a run, this one was a tough call for me over the 5, but this one's making the biggest maiden special weight to maiden claiming drop. It's kind of suspicious to me for those Steve Asmussen, though, because he went from maiden special 84,000 straight to maiden claiming 20. You would think maybe there would be a 50 or a 40 or a 30 or something in the middle there. So that's why I didn't rank it higher. That one smells funny to me. What do you think?
They might want to be trying to get rid of that one. So,
yeah, well, it seems like it. That's what the case is there. This is a great race, great angle at Oak. The Z pattern is a great angle at Oaklawn. Is that what you're saying, Charles? Just want to make sure that we got that straight. Race number 8, Terry.
Well, let me say,
you didn't do your picks.
Done mine yet.
Come on, wait, your picks.
Yeah.
We don't need your picks, Terry. We know it's 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. All right, on to the next one.
That's right, and it's actually my 5th, 6th, out of the last 7 races. So I like number 6, G Money Live. Finished 3rd versus Tougher in the last race. Drops in class today. The trainer wins 37% of the time, and the second time he uses Lasix. And this horse has a great workout on March 19th. 36-1 breezing. And then I like number 11, your top pick, Milana. Finished in the money in 2 out of the last 3 races. She has early speed, and David Cabrera is in the irons, which is a jockey I like. And then number 5, Uncoded, is my 3rd pick. Finished 2nd in her last race. The trainer wins 25% of the races in the first race after he claims a horse. The blinkers are added today, and she has a good workout on March 19th. 49 breezing. Then I like number 4 as my 4th pick, Simply Beguiled. Shorter distance should help. Good 4 furlong workout on March 19th, 48 and change breezing.
Terry, before we move on to the next race, I have an idea, Terry. You know what we should do today, Terry?
What's that?
Since today is the day of 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6 for Terry, what do you think folks ought to do today then?
Go play the 6.
Beyond that, Terry, have a little bit of creativity. Think outside the box, my friend. They should support horse racing today by going on over to horseracingtoday.net. Click on the HRT gear. And what the heck? Pick up a number 6 shirt. It's going to be your lucky day today, Terry.
I think I'm going to order. I don't have a number 6 yet. I'm going to order that today.
You ought to order that one today, Terry, because you should have worn that one on the show today for sure.
That's right. I should.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if you do that, it helps support the show. We appreciate it. Thanks for the folks who have done it so far. We had a really nice video from Claudia Spadaro, who got the number 1, I think she got, right? And then number 10, I don't remember what number she got, but she opened it up. It was a really nice looking shirt. So, all right. So Terry, back to the races, my friend. After the shameless self-promotion, you got to make a couple dollars somehow. Race number 8. This time you get to go first, Terry, because it is your best bet of the day. And surprisingly, it's not a number 6. This one is 6 furlongs, optional claiming $7,500. Non-winners of 2 lifetime. And I think this is the marquee race on the card. So Terry marked the marquee race as his best bet.
That's right. Number 7, Icy Stare Down, finished third versus similar in her last race. And the trainer wins 32% of the races when he brings a beaten favorite back to race. Number 4 is my second pick, Pipeline Girl. Finished second in her last race and received the highest last speed rating. Trainer wins 25% of the races in the second race off of after a lie-off. And then number 2, Come On, Sweet Love, finished in the money in 3 out of the 4 career races and has a high percentage winning trainer. And then number 3 is my fourth pick, Stanley Market. Won her last race at Oaklawn Park and would not be a surprise if she wins again to me. She has a good workout on March 11th of 48-1 Breezy.
Well, the setup in this race, Terry, could be fast up on the front end. Quick. 5 of the 7 in this field like to be the pilot or the co-pilot. They want to be the driver or they want to ride shotgun. There's only one true front runner in here, though. However, with ones as a bust, ones or bust type running style where it's got to be on the lead to win. Otherwise, it can't win. I think the speed of the speed does have a shot here, and probably horses that are going to be mid-pack with some late pace. Those, I think, could be the key factors here. So Icy Stare Down, your best bet, is also my top selection. Missed as the favorite last time out. You got trainer Brad Cox, his top jockey, Florent Garou here. He rebounds at 33% the next time around the track with a horse that got beaten as chalk in the previous race. And that man has a lot of favorites, Terry. So far, in the last 12 months, 516 of them. So what's that, about 1.5 favorites a day that he sends out that doesn't win? But 170 of them, that's a big number too, came back to win the next time out. And also his horses tend to do better the second race off a break. Number 3, Stanley Market, won her last, improved across the board. So when you look at the numbers at the 2, 4, late pace numbers, fractions, everything looked better. And did have a really fast workout since that last race. And another one that makes the classic third start off the bench, meaning that Stanley Market should be close to peak fitness. Number 6, Parlance, is another one that bumped up its effort all the way across the board from the gate to the wire, which I like to see that. And that was its first start since December 19th. Ran much better fractions. And I think you'll see those better fractions translate to a better race here in the second start after that break from December the 19th. And then Come On, Sweet Love. This is another Brad Cox horse making its second run off the bench. It's the most consistent horse in this field, Terry, but when you look at its numbers, they're kind of flatlined, right?
Yeah.
So to me, that means that's who that horse is, right? As Dennis Green says, it is what we think it is. So you're not – a lot of times I like horses that have more variance in them because they have a little bit more upside. So if Come On Sweet Love has more upside, probably is the most logical choice here. And I think it will be the favorite. I just think it runs the same race every time. So we'll see if it can do something different today. And then finally, our last race of the day, Terry, is race number 9. And this one is a maiden claiming 30,000 at 6 furlongs. Again, you want to be fast. And I feel like this is one of those races that's like the last race at just about every track, Terry. Anything can happen.
That's right. And they do that on purpose, I'm sure. So, So if you want to know what I like, you can start off with number 2 as my first pick, Forsaken. Had a terrible race last time out in the snow, and I don't like running in the snow, so it appears that he doesn't either.
But you don't even get snow where you are. What the hell are you talking about?
That's right.
How often do you get snow where you are?
I think we got it once in my whole lifetime, but
so
maybe
how do you
twice.
know you don't like running in it?
Because
that's
I've been
like my grandfather. My grandfather used to say to him, "Hey, he's a German guy, so I call him Opa. Hey, Opa, you want some pizza? No, I don't like it. Well, have you ever had any? No, I haven't had it. Well, why wouldn't you like it? How do you know you won't like it? I just know." So that's I think you're kind of like a grumpy old Opa there, right there. You don't even know what snow is, and you're complaining about it.
I don't know. I've been up to Sierra Nevadas a few times and didn't like running in it there. So I like sitting in the little lodge there and watching them ski down the mountains. But anyway, this horse drops in class today, has the highest speed rating at today's distance and the best start speed, is fastest among today's starters. Number 6, Kilgore, is my second pick. He has the highest last race speed rating, drops in class today. The trainer wins 19% of the time when he takes a horse from a route to a sprint. And then the blinkers were added today to keep his mind on business. Number
Mhm.
8, Aloe Henry. Ran second versus similar in the last race, and jockey Ricardo Santana Jr. is in the irons. And then number 9, Jay's Little Man. His best start speed is close to the average winning speed, and he has a good workout on January 27th, fourth best out of 26.
Maybe I should wear some blinkers too, Terry, to keep my mind on business.
Could be.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be interesting to me to see which one here gets the lead, because none of them have taken charge for more than a moment in their lifetime races so far. 6 of the 11 have tried to pressure the front runners. I think that group is where you're going to find the one that pulls the cart. Maybe one of the 2 first-time starters might jump out of the box and decide to change things up a little bit. But if all the pace setters go ballistic, figuring that there's not a true pace runner in here and all the trainers have the same idea, then I think maybe those horses that sit back a little bit could have an edge. I think speed of the speed in this cheap race is probably where you're going to find the winner. Forsaken is making that Tom Carley drop the maiden special weight from $90,000. Does have the top early pace numbers, so likely to be the one that you see take the lead from the beginning. And as you mentioned, Terry's just like you, doesn't like the snow, rather sit in the lodge and watch the people come down the hill.
That's right.
Number 6, Kilgore, was almost my first pick here today, Terry. This is another one that's making that maiden special weight drop to maiden claiming. The last couple of times that it ran at maiden claiming $50,000, it finished second. So today it's dropping even lower to that, to maiden claiming 30. So to me, this is really like an entry 1 and 1A for me with the 2 and the 6. Number 8, Aloe Henry. It's the horse that does have the best late pace figures in the field in the event that there is a little bit of a speed duel up front, faster than some of these cheaper speed horses can handle. And that would be the one that will most likely benefit if that scenario plays out. And then finally, Terry, it seems to me whenever we're in one of these races and there's a couple of unknown first-time starters, one of them comes home first at a price. The one I think has a chance to do that is the 3-horse. If you look back at Malintent's workouts, maybe 4 workouts back, there's a really nice couple bullets back there. So Malintent might be one that comes off the bench straight to the front and then straight to the winner's circle and does so at a nice price. At least I'm kind of hoping that'll be the case because it is in my prime rig pick 4, Terry. Let's pull those up right there. Boom. We both have some pretty interestingly crafted tickets here.
Yeah, look at that. We both feel the same way about race 7, don't we?
Yes, anything can happen. And that's the race. And I wanted to actually try to squeeze another horse in there, but I couldn't do it. And actually, I don't have the 3 in race 9. I wanted to put the 3 in there in race 9, Terry, but it took me to $104. And I know I don't break the rules. I'm not like you.
I know. I break them.
Yes, I always paint between the lines.
Yeah, that's because that's right. That's because I'm not always in the right frame of mind, I guess.
You're a nonconformist, Terry. That's
right.
So you grew up in that the hippie era, and I did not.
Oh, that's true.
So that's the reason for that, I'm sure. So, all right. So once again, quick run through our picks, Terry. Here we go. The entire track of the day. Terry's best bet, race number 8. My best bet is in race number 4. Terry's long shot, race number 5. I put that in race number 6 at the beginning of the show. My long shots, race number 7. Our box it up, Terry, one more time. Races 3 for Terry, race 7 for me. Hot dog pick 4 starting in race number 2. And then prime rib pick 4 starting in race number 6. Thankfully, Terry, there is not a race of death today, which is great.
No. And actually your long shot race is 5th, not the 7th. So you're head to head with me again.
Yes, we're doing.
I think the last time we did that, I ran 2nd, you ran 3rd. So
something like that.
You complained that my horse bothered yours.
Though 2 horses bothered that horse. If you watched that race, speaking of which, did you see the 3rd race yesterday? How many people saw that 3rd race yesterday at the Gulfstream Park?
I don't know if I did or not. So
race 7 is the money race. I have the 4-horse in race number 7. Do I have none of us have the 4-horse? Terry has the 4-horse. There you go. Well, you and Charles on the same page there. But right. I don't know if you want to rewind and watch that race 3 yesterday.
Are you talking about where to clip the hills?
No, that was another one. But no, that was the last race of the day. So in race number 3 at Gulfstream Park, they come around the corner and there's a swan and a flamingo.
Oh,
in the middle of the track. And they both got mowed.
Yes.
I've never seen that before. Have you?
Yeah, I've seen one time at Golden Gate Fields where the seagulls came over
Mm-hmm.
and were flying really low. And when the horses came into the stretch, a couple of the horses hit the seagulls with their chest.
Mm-hmm.
The seagulls went to the ground, and the horses kind of bolted to the right and the left and made a big mess. They called it a what do you call that?
No contest.
No contest because of it. So
No lo contesto, I think, or something like that
Yeah.
in Latin. I have to ask my daughter. She's a Latin whiz.
yeah,
Yeah, you saw that, Charles? That was pretty crazy. Like first I was like, what is that pink thing? And then I realized, man, they just ran over a flamingo. And then when they showed it again, you saw there was a swan in the middle of it as well. I was like, damn, that's pretty graphic right there, right?
yep,
Bird
it
attack.
is.
Yeah. Anyway. That was that, Terry. Any final thoughts before we get up out of here? Hopefully our picks aren't like the flamingo or the swan today and get run over by some horses that we don't have on our picks.
Yeah, well, I have a couple of thoughts. Number one, don't forget to subscribe to YouTube if you like what you've seen here. Follow us on Twitter at Horse Race the number 2 day. Like us on Facebook at Horse Race the number 2 day, and Instagram at Horse Race the number 2 day. We need to get up to somewhere on Insta. Is it
No, on Twitter, we need to get the 1,000 for Sean
That's
to
right.
do
So
a
we can
a
get
Speedo TikTok dance.
That's right. And then also, if you used GTS's free picks for Charlestown yesterday, you're a happy camper because they tore it up. I think they had like 6 first choice winners out of 8 races. And one of those was even disqualified. I didn't understand. I didn't think they should have, but it was disqualified. So you would have had 7, I think, out of something like 6 or 7 out of 8. And actually, I used it because I didn't have time to handicap. I used that sheet to go into a contest to qualify for the contest on Friday this week. So,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bring that up. I think yesterday there was a superfecta in the race where it was race number 6 that paid $1,615 using our top 4 picks, which that'll work out, right? Thank you. We appreciate that, Charles. Make sure you let your friends know us about it. But I know that you are doing that. Today, our free track of the day, Terry, is over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet.
Yep.
It is going to be Remington Downs. So Remington Park, excuse me. So you head on over to guaranteedtipsheet.com, click on the Remington Park free link, and you will see tonight's picks at Remington Park. If you're sitting around on Thursday night getting ready for us to talk about the Louisiana Derby, 9:30 p.m. tonight with unknown guest. Maybe what I'll do is I'll have somebody put a bag on their head and pretend that there's somebody that they're not, Terry. We'll have the president on tonight making picks with us, Terry.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun, I'm sure. What race are we on again? Anyway.
Okay.
So that's it, Terry, for today. We hope everybody has a fantastic Thursday. I want to say thank you to Philip Perkins, Jimmy Little, and Freddie Moreno for giving us a thumbs up on Facebook. We appreciate that. Like Terry said, if you like what you saw, please give us a thumbs up on Facebook and YouTube. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Get us to 1,000. Get Sean dancing, and you can do all that right down there at Horse Race Today. That's the number 2 on all of our social sites. All right, Terry, have a fantastic. I think they have. Is it all quarter horses there? I think they have some races that I think they have some quarter horses and some regular thoroughbred races, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Remington Park. Yeah,
It's a mix, I think. No.
Yeah, it could be all thoroughbreds today. I'm not sure.
Hold on, let me see real quick. Well, the first race is, see, 250. Well, it looks like it's going to be all quarter horses. So,
really?
It is all quarter horses today. Well, that'll be fun. I always like the popcorn races.
I like them. I do pretty well on them usually.
Yeah, so I call them popcorn because it looks like popcorn when they come out of the gate when it's popping.
That's the main thing to look at is how does the horse break? And how's the jockey at breaking the horses and keeping them straight? So it's really all about the break and the speed. That's it.
That's it. Keep them fast, keep them straight, Terry.
That's right.
Absolutely. All right, Terry and I will see you tonight. Tom and I will be back tomorrow to talk about the Dubai World Cup. Tonight, Terry, myself, Sean, Tom will be laying out our picks for the Louisiana Derby and the 2 races prior to that. And then on Saturday, you and I will be back, Terry, to clean up the stakes races for Saturday, some of the bigger ones that we don't discuss tomorrow.
That's right.
Till then, we hope everybody has a fantastic Thursday. As always, we hope your day, your picks, and your birds, Terry, end up in the
Winner circle.
have a great Thursday.